Official, Neymar has returned to Brazil. He has decided to use Santos. Arsenal's new top forward, Ruben Amorim's first signing at Manchester United confirmed. Can Chelsea beat Tottenham in the transfer market? All of this and more in today's episode. Hey everyone, welcome to our roundup of the top football news. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. If you've already subscribed, let's get started. Manchester United has signed Lecce Universal player Patrick Dorgu. The footballer can play in several positions at once, namely as a right winger or on the left in defence. The clubs have already agreed on all the details, and the transfer amount will be €30 million plus 7.5 million in bonuses. The player himself is very pleased with his move to Manchester United, and Ruben Amorim made his first reinforcement at the head of the Devils. Let's see how Dorgu will perform in the Premier League, because Amorim certainly would not want his first transfer to United to be a failure. Colombian striker of English Aston Villa Duran has decided to leave the club. According to authoritative insider Fabrizio Romano, the Saudi club Al Nassr has reached an agreement with Aston Villa for €75 million plus bonuses. The transfer was confirmed by the head coach of the English team, Unai Emery. If John Duran is leaving, it is good for us, because they are paying good money. We have developed good players in 2 years and getting a good offer. Al Nassr made a choice in favour of Duran and abandoned the idea of transferring Bayern striker Victor Boniface. Also, Arsenal wants to take another forward from Aston Villa. The Gunners made an official offer of £60 million for Ollie Watkins. Villa's management responded with a refusal and expressed their dissatisfaction with the fact that Arsenal is bothering the club on the eve of the decisive Champions League match against Celtic, where they eventually won with a score of 3-2. Arsenal head coach Mikel Arteta is a long-time admirer of the England national team forward, and now the London club has shown a decisive acquisition of the 29-year-old player, and the fact that Villa rejected the initial offer will not stop Arsenal and does not intend to give up. It is expected that the club will make a new, more successful attempt. Watkins' contract with Aston Villa is calculated for another 3 years. However, Ollie himself back in 2020, playing for Brentford, said, "It's a dream to play for Arsenal one day, but you know, it's a distant prospect." The head coach of Aston Villa does not want to lose the second forward, and Arsenal will have to try hard to sign the footballer. "I don't want Ollie Watkins to leave. He's our striker. It is good news to have offers from other clubs, but we have our sporting targets. So to get this deal, we're going to be demanding. Watkins is our striker," said Unai Emery. "I am very interested. In your opinion, will Arsenal be able to sign Ollie Watkins by the end of the transfer window? Write your opinion in the comments." Neymar has returned to his home club Santos. Here is how the president of the Brazilian club, Marcel Teixeira, commented on Ney's return to his homeland. "It seems like only yesterday. Time flies by so fast. The moment has arrived to build our new history. Return to your home. We are waiting with open arms." Teixeira wrote on his Instagram, "The agreement between the 32-year-old footballer and the Brazilian club will be for 6 months. The player's plan is to use Santos as a springboard and return to European football in the summer. Neymar's main goal is to get in optimal shape, return to the Brazilian national team, and play at the World Cup in 2026. I remind you that to move to Santos, Ney terminated his contract with Al Hilal, and it cost him €40 million, which he was supposed to receive under the contract. However, the Brazilian is unlikely to feel it because he earned €100 million a year. But Al Hilal can breathe a sigh of relief that they terminated cooperation with the Brazilian, because in the summer of 2023, the Saudi club gave PSG €90 million for the footballer and plus paid him a huge salary. And Ney played for Al Hilal only 428 minutes in 7 matches. That is, each of his minutes on the field cost the Saudis about €560,000. However, the superstar missed a huge period due to a knee injury, which he received in the Brazilian national team. It is a pity that Neymar's career turned out to be so unstable, and constant injuries did not allow him to show his qualities to the fullest. But in the days of the brilliant Messi and Ronaldo, every boy in the yard wanted to have the technique like Neymar, and a lot says about it. Former Croatian national team head coach Niko Kovac has taken charge of Borussia Dortmund. All documents have already been signed, and the new coach will work until June 2026. The 53-year-old Croat will have a lot of work to do, as the Bumblebees are in 11th place in the Bundesliga. The most important thing for all of us now is to have absolute will, a big heart, and a willingness to work hard to best represent Borussia in the Bundesliga, the Champions League, and the Club World Cup in the summer, said the newly minted Borussia coach. Xavi Simons has become an RB Leipzig player, making a permanent transfer from PSG. The €80 million package includes bonuses, starting with an initial contribution of €55 million, plus a clause on the percentage of the future sale. The contract is expected to run until June 2027. I remind you that the 21-year-old midfielder spent his second season in the German club on loan, and now he has become a full-fledged player of RB Leipzig. Manchester City are considering the possibility of signing Juventus midfielder Luiz. The citizens are ready to take the Brazilian on loan, writes Niko. The English club offered the Turin team to sign the 26-year-old Brazilian footballer on loan, for which the citizens are ready to pay. Juventus demands to include a clause on the mandatory purchase of the footballer. It is reported that, in addition to Manchester City, London's Chelsea are also claiming the footballer. The Turin management wants to receive about €45 to €50 million for its player. Luiz moved to Juventus from Aston Villa in the summer of 2024 for about €50 million. During this time, he played for the Turin club in 18 matches in all tournaments. French striker of Madrid's Atletico, Antoine Griezmann, informed the club's management that he wants to move to MLS, reports Fichajes. According to the source, the 33-year-old footballer, whose contract with the Spanish club expires on June 30, 2026, can move to Los Angeles, where his former national team partners Olivier Giroud and Hugo Lloris play. The mattress maker's management is ready to let him go to the USA a year earlier, as a thank you for everything he has done for the club on the field. Bayern Munich striker Mathys, who has become a transfer target for Chelsea, answered in 3 words whether he played his last match for the Munich club on Wednesday evening. "I don't know." The footballer briefly answered the journalist's question whether he would still play for Bayern. Tell unexpectedly started against Slovan in the Champions League, 24 hours after informing the German club about his desire to leave the club. Mathys wants to leave, so we will assess all the options and decide what to do, said Bayern director Max Ebel. Tottenham has actively joined the fight for the 19-year-old player, and the Spurs director has already held talks in Munich regarding the transfer. Manchester United wants to take the player on loan until the end of the season. By the way, regarding Tell's transfer to Chelsea, the player initially refused to move to the Blues camp because he does not consider Stamford Bridge an ideal place for his development and is afraid of competition due to the large number of players in the team. He clearly likes the Blues, as he is universal and can play both on the left and in the centre. At the moment, it seems that Chelsea needs to sell one of the pair, João Felix or Christopher Nkunku, to free up space in the squad for Tell's potential arrival. Aston Villa is interested in Felix and wants to rent the player. Nkunku is of interest to Bayern, and he can be included in the deal for Mathys. Everything suggests that Tell will leave the German club before the transfer window closes, and I think he will eventually choose Tottenham, but this is just my opinion. The Porto press service announced the appointment of Martin Anselmi as the head coach. The contract with the specialist is calculated until June 2027. In this position, he replaced Vitor Bruno after a disastrous start to 2025. It is interesting that Anselmi has not yet worked in Europe, and his last club was the Mexican Cruz Azul. It is worth noting that the 39-year-old specialist, despite his rather young age for a coach, already has considerable work experience. That's it for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Keep watching for more football action and have a wonderful day.